Good afternoon, everybody. I am currently at Chick-fil-A. Just grabbed some dinner, and it's late afternoon at this point. Actually, it's pretty late. It's about 7 p.m. So I've got about an hour of light left, but it is currently early to mid-August here in Georgia right now. This is going to be the first video I make in August back in Georgia, which this time of year means two things here: rattlesnakes and baby snakes. And tonight we're going to a place where you could potentially see both of those things. The main target is pygmies, but there are also timbers in the area, along with tons of cool colubrids, eastern king, black king intergrades, and things like that. So there's tons of cool stuff we could possibly find tonight, but it's just going to be your typical road cruising vlog to start out this episode. Hopefully we'll actually find stuff. If not, I'll end up scrapping this. I actually did find a pygmy earlier this week when I wasn't making videos. Just went out for a road cruise by the house. I've been trying to occasionally go out and not make videos because there's so much more work involved when I'm going out making videos. I have to take into consideration if it'll make a good video, you know, stuff like that, rather than just going out and looking for snakes, which is what I really enjoy doing the most. So yeah, I did find a really cool pygmy and an incredible king snake that night. Photos of those will be on my other social media. I just didn't make a YouTube video about it. But yeah, I'm making a video tonight. Hopefully it'll be just as good. The weather actually tonight seems a little better to me. So hopefully snakes will be out. I'm not gonna guarantee anything because it is very hit or miss this time of year. When it hits, it's really good though. So hopefully we will have some of that going on tonight. So I'm gonna eat my food real quick and get back on the road. Alright guys, darkness will be falling here soon. It's currently 79 degrees, so it's cooling off nicely. It was really hot today, like 93, so pretty good cool down so far. A lot of trash on the side of the road, Jesus. But anyways, hopefully snakes will start moving here shortly and I can show you guys the first snake of the night. Alright guys, the sun has just now fully set, and here is our first snake of the night, a very healthy and colorful looking little eastern worm snake making its way across the road. Look at that iridescence on the scales. That is just amazing. Super underrated little snakes, but a fairly common species, and this is one of the only places where I see a lot of them on the road. Hardly ever do I find these guys crossing roads, but up here I see them quite frequently in this area, so not terribly uncommon in this particular area, but a strange sight to see overall for me. I don't see too many worm snakes on the road, but really cool, common little fossorial snakes. I wouldn't be shocked to see another one, so I'm just gonna escort them off the road and keep driving. Like I said earlier, really hoping to see a pygmy rattlesnake tonight, so that's the big target. Alright guys, here is our second snake of the night. I actually had a car right behind me when I found this guy, so I had to temporarily bag him and pull up to a safer area to take pictures. But yeah, beautiful little corn snake. Small adult, I guess pretty typical size adult for North Georgia. They don't typically get very large around here, but really interesting looking snake. Really dark, a really busy pattern on this guy. I like the look of him a lot. Not at all a bad second snake of the night if you ask me. This is actually the first adult corn snake I found in this area. I've seen baby ones around here and some DORs, but first live adult I have found here. Really beautiful looking snake, and not a snake I see often this time of year. These guys are generally a spring and fall thing, not so much a dog days of summer snake, but really cool. Either way, gonna get some quick shots and let this guy go. Second snake of the night, a beautiful adult corn snake. Well, this is kind of odd. There's a red-bellied snake right here, and I initially thought this was a brown snake because right to my left is a DOR brown snake. So DOR brown snake and red-bellied snake right next to each other. Luckily the red-bellied snake's live, but kind of strange. First one of these we've seen tonight, and this is yet another area where these are quite common. So plenty of these guys around generally. So give you guys a little bit of time perspective. It is about 10:30 right now, so 3 snakes in so far, at least 3 live ones, and then the DOR. All right, ladies and gentlemen, look at that. That is something I have never found in this area. Beautiful canebrake. That is really surprising. He's got a little piece of stuck shed on his tail. All right, I was able to mostly get that little piece of shed off with my snake hook. But wow, I've seen these guys DOR a couple of times here, but this is my first time finding a live one at this spot. Really awesome. Canebrakes are something that I always look forward to seeing, and something that I have not seen enough of this year, if you ask me. It has been a pretty slow year for them, so this is a really good find, especially for a new area for me. I'm really stoked about this guy. I'm gonna get my camera out and get some photos and try to get back on the road while we still have some time, but really nice. All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, that is awesome. I just took a couple of quick photos of this guy. This is actually a really beautiful looking rattlesnake. I mean, look at that stripe. Super bold, super good white. Just a great looking snake overall. And I was able to pluck that little bit of shed, for the most part, off of his tail there. Having a stuck shed like that probably isn't gonna hurt this guy at all, other than maybe making his rattle fall off prematurely, which is not a big deal. But you can see how he's flattening out right there. He is definitely tired of me messing with him, so I'm gonna pick up my stuff, leave this guy right here. He's off the road in the direction he was heading, and we're gonna see if we can cruise a pygmy. Really nice. It has ended up being a very successful night out here so far. Like I said, August means rattlesnakes, and the baby snakes don't seem to have actually come along quite yet, but yeah, beautiful canebrake rattlesnake here in Northwest Georgia. There is an interesting situation between timbers, quote unquote true timbers, and canebrakes up here. Because once you get up into the actual mountains, you start getting very different looking snakes all of a sudden, like true montane looking timbers. And then down here in the foothills, they just look like normal South Georgia canebrakes. But either way, fantastic looking snake. We're just gonna leave him right there and keep cruising. So I'm not sure how well you're gonna be able to see, but the horizon is aglow with lightning right now. There's a giant storm incoming. It's moving basically straight towards us, so there should be some good stuff happening with the pressure here over the next hour or so. That being said, it has been kind of slow numbers wise. I think I'm at what, 4 snakes now? Worm snake, red belly, timber, and corn. And it's about 11 o'clock. I spent a couple minutes photographing the timber. It's one of the things I get the most enjoyment from personally from doing this, is just being able to sit down and look back. All right, this is what the timbers in this area look like. Being able to do that is one of my favorite parts about field herping. So I have to, and it kind of sucks because when you're road cruising specifically, there's a time crunch. You know, there's only a couple hours of the night where stuff is going to be moving. And generally it's, you know, sometimes as short as an hour or two each night. So you have to kind of either pick, all right, am I going to photograph this thing on the spot, maybe get bad photos of it, or do I want to go through the effort to bag it and photograph it either at the end of the night or, you know, tomorrow morning and bring it back. You know, I'm an hour and a half from home right now, so bringing it back tomorrow wouldn't really be an option. So in this situation, I'm forced to either potentially hold on to that rattlesnake for multiple days, which I try to avoid doing because, you know, that snake does have somewhere to be. It's breeding season for timber rattlesnakes right now, and that snake is a breeding size male more than likely, so he could be out there looking for a girl right now, and I don't want to hinder that. But I try not to do it with stuff when I know, you know, that I know for a fact that snake has somewhere more important to be right now. And as much as I would have liked to have gotten good photos of him during the daytime, it is a big rattlesnake. It would have been inconvenient to bag him. While it is legal here in Georgia to do things like that, I personally consider it a little bit unethical. Now, that's not to say I don't do things like that occasionally. I don't want to come across as hypocritical, but I do try to put as much thought into decisions like that as I can, because the animal is going to be affected by something like that, and I try to take that into consideration before I do it. But anyways, I don't want to rant too much. I just wanted to give you an idea of my thought process. You can see that storm right now, so I'm really hoping that that's going to be good for us. I'm probably going to stay up here for another 30-45 minutes and just see what that storm does before I make a call on whether or not I want to call the night if I'm not seeing anything, or if I want to keep cruising. So either way, I'm going to cruise around for a little bit longer and we'll see what pops up. All right, guys, I just cruised our next snake of the night, a little water snake that is flying. All right, he wants no part of this, so I'm just gonna let him go. Well, tragically enough, that water snake wanted no part of being videoed, and he was right in front of the house, and I didn't want dogs coming out barking at me and stuff, waking the people up. It is 11:15 at night at this point, and snakes are still moving, so I'm gonna keep at it until I stop seeing stuff, I guess. I might actually end up hitting another road that's kind of close to here and see how I do over there. It's not looking like I'm going to get a pygmy here, so if I'm not going to get a pygmy, I might as well be over there. There's more bycatch. But either way, I'm going to cruise around for a little bit longer and we'll see what pops up. All right, guys, I just cruised our next snake of the night, a little water snake that is flying. All right, he wants no part of this, so I'm just going to let him go. Well, tragically enough, that water snake wanted no part of being videoed, and he was right in front of the house, and I didn't want dogs coming out barking at me and stuff, waking the people up. It is 11:15 at night at this point, and I might actually end up hitting another road that's kind of close to here and see how I do over there. There's more bycatch. But I'm gonna finish this little lap of this area, and if I see anything, I will stop. But if not, I might end up coming to you guys from a different road here in a little bit. All right, just cruised our next snake on my way out to the other road. And it's another one of these guys. Actually, it's the first live one of these in the night. A nice little brown snake. I guess it was the night I wasn't making a video, I cruised one of these as well. They've been fairly numerous on the road this time of year. But yeah, nice little brown snake. Not too much to say about this guy, pretty typical looking. It is kind of impressive he's just chilling in the road though. Normally they're hard to get video of. For this I commend you, and it will help you across the road. That's how that goes most of the time. All right, guys, this storm is coming in, and I just cruised that in a new county for me. That is my first eastern king snake from this county. I'm at that other road I mentioned that's right down the road from the first one. It's midnight, and there is a king snake in the road. What is happening? This is insane. This is 2 consecutive outings in August that I've cruised an eastern king snake. Just unbelievable. I cannot believe that. It's a pretty typical looking one. It's about 1.5 feet, maybe a little bit less long. Young snake, as most of the ones we find at night are, but really good looking. Lots of broken bands. You can hear the wind starting to pick up. This storm is definitely bearing down on us, but just wow. What a way to end the night if we don't see anything else. I'm gonna do another pass on this road though, since stuff is moving, and see if anything turns up. All right, everyone, well, I am finally headed home. It's about 1 a.m. at this point. This has definitely been the longest night cruising night of the year so far. Generally, I don't see too much after like 11 p.m., even during the midsummer like this. Here in August, it's, you know, the days have started getting a little shorter. It gets dark around 8:30 now instead of 9. But midnight, I mean, that's way after midnight to be finding a king snake. That's so crazy to me. Never would have guessed. But yeah, I'm headed home now. If I see anything else, I'll stop. But wow, it was a pretty productive night if you ask me. I can't complain about... I would have liked to see a pygmy, but I mean, I can't complain about anything. A corn, a timber, and a beautiful little king snake all in the same night. Not bad at all. So anyways, I'm probably going to pick this video up tomorrow. I think I'm going to get out again tomorrow, but we'll just have to see what the weather does. So I will see you guys then. Good evening, everyone. It is a couple days since I last saw you. The weather threw us quite the wet stretch where it did nothing but rain for a couple of days. And I guess the last thing you guys will probably see before this is a productive night of road cruising up in North Georgia. I don't know how well it's coming through in the video, but the ground is still incredibly saturated despite it being a scorching 90-something degrees today. It's very wet here, so I'm not really counting on seeing too much this afternoon, but I'm going to drive around and hopefully be wrong about that. I'm actually hitting new roads tonight in a new area that's close to home, but I've just completely neglected this county my entire life. I don't think I've ever even found a snake in this county, despite it being directly adjacent to the one I live in. So, yeah, I decided to come out here and explore a little bit today, so we'll see how it goes. I will check in with you guys when I find something. Well, there's our first snake of the night. A beautiful little rat snake coming out of the woods over there. Look at this road, though. Really cool looking. Look at this guy. You can see just how saturated the ground is, too. Very nice. Handsome little rat. From probably my first snake I've ever found in this county. This guy actually is quite a bit different from what we're used to seeing the next county over. But, I mean, it could just be variation. A little bit darker than most of the rats I find by the house, but really nice. Good looking rat snake to start off the afternoon. Tried to move her to see if she would sit for a photo, but she just got grumpy with me. Really nice looking snake though, solid. I'm gonna move her across the road in the direction she was heading and see what else I can turn up, but first snake of the night, nice little rat snake. All right, well, hopefully popping a rat snake right off the bat before dark like that is a good sign. This is a pretty snaky area. Of course, it could just be random luck, but I guess we're gonna find out later tonight. So I just thought I'd go through my thought process a little bit when I'm hitting a new region like this. As you can see, there's the fantastic mole king habitat on this stretch of this road. But basically what I do when I first start hitting an area and I don't have any idea what's here and you know what areas are the best, I'll do large passes and basically just, it's almost wandering around, but it's not quite wandering around because I am doing the whole thing back and forth over and over again to kind of standardize it. But once I start finding cool stuff, like if I find a DOR pygmy or a live one, I will start doing tight passes on that section of the road. This section of the road isn't very pygmy-y. It looks kind of Cambridge-y. There could be timbers here, but mostly we're looking at mole kings through this stretch at least. Well, this is how it starts. First baby snake of 2021. That is cool. A little Midland water snake, newborn. Baby snakes are about to be absolutely everywhere here in the next couple weeks. And this is, I'm sure, the first of many baby water snakes we're gonna see. But hey, I'll take it. Very cool. Great way to start baby season. Brought this little guy in the car for a second so I could get a little bit more video before I let him go. But hey, can't complain about that. Really tiny little water snake. I'm gonna have to start being really careful about watching the roads because these guys are actually fairly large as babies compared to some other snakes. So I'm just gonna move them across the road though. Hopefully we'll see plenty more baby snakes over the next couple weeks. And hopefully this isn't the last snake we see tonight. So pretty cool. Nice looking little Midland water snake. All right guys, well 2 snakes before dark. I gotta say, that is more than I would expect to see on my normal roads in the 2 hours or so before dark. So pretty good start numbers wise. I haven't seen any evidence of our target species yet, but hey, I'd be content to just see a couple of good snakes out here tonight. So hopefully that'll be the case. That's a big copperhead. Let's go check him out. Got pistachios going everywhere. Come here. Look at that. Nice 2.5, 3 footer. What's up, dude? Oh, hello. You're nice. Nice and feisty too. Look at that head. This thing is huge. All right, let's get him out of the road. Stuff's moving. I was thinking this was a timber when I started rolling up on it because it was so big. That's crazy. Yes, yes, go that way. Yes, good idea. No, that way. Off the road. Yeah, there you go. No, that way. Dude, what are you doing? Please. There you go. There we go. Keep going, keep going. Keep going. Here's the second copperhead of the night. Getting him out of the way of oncoming traffic real quick. But this one's pretty typical, normal sized, a lot smaller. Not too much to say about him, so we're just gonna let him crawl off the road. Good looking snake. All right, everyone, I'm making my way home right now. I'm not, even though we didn't see anything crazy, I'm not terribly disappointed with how tonight went. We did see decent numbers. It's just now almost 11 o'clock and I stopped seeing snakes around 10, which I thought was weird. Anyways, I got out to pee and I realized the grass was already soaked from dew, which means that the grass on the sides of the roads is going to be wet, and generally snakes don't like that. So I think the abundant surface moisture from all that rain we had the last couple days from the hurricane is still lingering a little bit, which should be good normally, but this time of year when really the only thing that's productive is road cruising, it makes it a little bit frustrating. With that dew point setting so early in the night, it gives me a pretty limited window to cruise after dark. Considering how decent the movement was until the dew set, I have a hard time believing that tonight wasn't a pretty slow night for that area, so hopefully I can go back in better weather and find even more. I found some really nice looking roads, and I'm pretty confident I'll be able to find some pretty cool stuff there eventually. Good evening, everyone. I'm currently standing on a log in the forest. It's mid-afternoon, mid-August right now, which is kind of an unfortunate time to be looking for snakes, but here I am. Anyways, I'm meeting a couple guys out here today, and we're gonna get out and try to turn up some snakes. It is relatively mild today. It's in the mid-80s, and we have a lot of drifting cloud cover, but The main purpose of this outing, at least for snakes, is hopefully going to be to shine around tonight once it gets dark. But I'm out here poking around in the afternoon. I'm actually looking for the people I'm supposed to be meeting up with currently. And once I find them, we're going to get after it, and I will update you guys as things happen. Hopefully I'll be able to wrap this video up here today. All right, guys, Tristan just spotted our first herp of interest for the day. This is a nice little spiny softshell hatchling. Flip him over. He's still got his little is that the remnants of an umbilical cord, I guess? But yeah, you can tell a reptile is freshly hatched if you can still see that little pink thing attached to their belly button. But really cool. Always love to see these guys. This guy's actually really big for a fresh hatchling too. It's interesting. Well, that makes the day if we don't see anything else. I'll never complain about seeing a nice soft shell. But we're really targeting snakes mostly today, but any turtle bycatch is more than welcome. Beautiful little soft shell. We're just gonna put this guy back in the water and let him continue with his day. Well, strangely enough, that's in situ. Yatin just spotted this green snake just chilling on the side of the tree like that. That's a first for me. That is so strange. We're right next to this busy path. There's a restaurant right there. And there's just a green snake chilling on the side of an oak tree. I believe this is an oak tree. Yes, this is an oak tree. Either way, really cool. At least we're on the board for snakes now, so we're gonna go hit some more flips real quick after getting a couple quick shots of this guy, and then we're gonna shine around once it gets dark. All right, we're gonna let this guy go on the other side of the path where there's a little bit more nature so he doesn't end up in a parking lot. But yeah, rough green snake. Yeah. Oh, there we go. That's what we want to see under there. Little crayfish burrow. All right, guys, we're out here after dark. Got just some beautiful natural habitat here, and our first herps of the night are green frogs. We've seen a couple of these guys through this stretch, so either way, it's after dark now. We're gonna go shine the creek a little bit and see if we can kick up some turtles, and if we're lucky, some snakes. So we're walking out to where we're gonna be shining now, so hopefully we'll turn up some stuff. Well, there is our first snake of the night. Oddly enough, I spotted this guy sleeping on the edge of the creek, not out foraging in the creek like we were expecting. But really beautiful red Midland water snake. These guys really wanted to see one of this really cool color phase that seems to be the most common in this particular stretch of creek. And you can get really colorful Midland water snakes throughout the Georgia Piedmont, but this little area right here for some reason has been 100% success rate for me so far. So really beautiful snake though. Look at how beautiful this snake is swimming around in the water. Absolutely amazing. Super underrated snakes, especially these really nice red ones like this. But not quite the big game we're hoping for tonight. But I am glad we at least found a snake, because quite often that's never a guarantee out here. Really awesome looking Midland water snake is our first snake, and hopefully not our last snake for the night. All right, well, let's put this beauty back. It's very possible we might see another one of these, so we're gonna keep at it. Probably not the last in a rodeo we'll see tonight. Hopefully not. Good looking snake. All right, guys, here's our first turtle of the night. Tristan spotted this guy sleeping in the reeds right here. This is just your average yellow-bellied slider. One of the more common turtles we see, and one that is trying to actively get away. But we're gonna put this guy back, let him get back to it. Hopefully there will be some snappers or mud turtles out tonight. We're gonna find out. But just put this guy right back where he was sleeping. He's probably gonna slurp. Graceful. All right, guys, here's our next turtle of the night. This is another little yellow-bellied slider. This one's a juvenile. I know the water roaring's probably pretty loud right here, but I figured I'd show him to you real quick. But slider number 2 for the night. Apparently the only turtles that are out.
Those ants are gonna get you, bro.
Tree Man Yatin just spotted his second snake of the day, just chilling at the base of a tree. This is another Midland water snake. They all kind of start out looking like this, and then, or more or less like this, and then the nicer ones will color up like that one we found today. But really good looking little snake, chilling in a really cool spot too. All right, guys, we'll we're gonna let this little guy go back to foraging at the base of his tree. But Midland water snake number 2 for the night, and possibly the last thing we're gonna see, because we're gonna start making our way back to the car here now. But nice little Midland water to end the night if we don't see anything else. So that right there is a northern slimy salamander just hanging out up on this log above the creek. Really weird in situs happening tonight. We're just gonna leave that guy right there, but a nice addition to the list if we don't see anything else.